Hello friends, my name is Rambabu. You are watching Knowledge Economy channel. Friends, now and then we will be informed from our neighbors or persons closely working with politicians that these politicians have 100,000 crores and he encroached the public land. But have you ever given a thought on from where can we find the authentic information? How are they projecting themselves in front of the law? Have you done any background check before giving them a vote? Or why should you do that first of all? Let's take an analogy, friends, and understand it. So, if you have to find a guy for your sister for marriage, then what all the checklists you will have, friends? You will check whether that person is mentally sound or not. You will do a complete family background check, right? And then if you feel that anything is bad, then you'll simply reject the match. And if everything is okay, then you will go for a marriage, right? And after marriage, if you come to know, will you sit idle, friends? Your ignorance will become their power, right? What do? You'll fight back with all your family and strength. So, when it comes to your personal family, you will do all these things meticulously. But when it comes to country, electing a guy for the whole country who writes the fate of the country and the people, you are reckless, right? Why is it so, friends? So, friends, in this video, we will come to know why should we vote and what should be checked before voting a guy. And this video series is part of the questions which we have asked ourselves to know. And we have covered these 3 questions in these 4 videos. So please go and watch. I'll provide the link on top of the video and in the description box. And in this video we'll cover these 2 topics. What kind of people are we electing? Are we a responsible citizen or a reckless citizen? So come, let us know. So friends, now and then you will hear demographic dividend. What is demographic dividend? If you just break these words, demo means people, graphic means distribution, dividend means profit. So it will just simply say that the more is the percentage of working age population in a country, the more is country's progress and development. And India has 67 percentage people in 15 to 64 age. And if you take a look at this picture, in 2011 we have 61 percentage, in 2013 65, and in 2051 62 percentage. And Indian literacy is 65%. So by looking at these numbers, you might be thinking that India has a energetic and conscious voting people, right? So let us validate our performance, friends. Basically, 4 factors I have taken into consideration based on the ADR reports to decide the quality of candidates we have selected or elected. And the other one is women's participation. Okay, let's take a deep dive into each one of these, friends, these 4 things. Okay, first one, criminal cases. First trend is criminal cases. So this picture, this is rowdy sheeter is entering into parliament. With whose permission is he entering? You and me, the reckless voters who doesn't vote, and the persons who vote by taking money. So if you observe these figures, friends, from 2009 it was 30% those who have declared criminal cases in their affidavit which they have submitted to the election commission, and in 2019 it has increased to 43%. And if you see the serious crimes, those who are charged with serious crimes, it has increased from 14% to 29%. What are serious crimes? Murder, kidnap, rape, unbailable, non-bailable cases. All these comes under serious crimes. And these kind of people are entering the parliament to make laws for us, to make laws to govern the country. I don't know what is our fate actually, right? But you have selected these kind of candidates for the country, but do you select same kind of candidates for your relatives, sister or brother? Just think on these lines, friends. I just call the people who doesn't vote or selects these kind of MPs are just beyond anything, friends. And if you furthermore observe the trends, friends, this picture or this graph talks about declared criminal cases from party wide. Okay, BJP has 39%, INC has 57% candidates, JDU has 81%. So just take a look at these figures from your respective states, friends. How well your states are performing in promoting the criminals in our democracy, right? So friends, what does this table convey, friends? This table is conveying those who have already convicted for their crimes, and we have 10 people who have entered parliament. Just take a look at these names and see whether you know them from respective states. And how many are there from BJP? 5. From INC? 4. YSRCP? 1. See, friends, how great we are in promoting the criminals to the parliament, right? So take a look at the declared criminal cases from your statewide, friends. Just pause this video and get to know. Okay? And now, one more shocking thing, friends. This will be very shocking. Why? We have three persons who are facing rape cases. And they are into parliament. Who elected them? We, the people of India, most conscious voters. Right? And the next one, friends. 6 people are kidnappers who are facing kidnapping charges. Just take a look at these party, state, constituency and names. Just see from which state they are, from which party they are. Right? And if you see the next pop-up, friends, you will be shocked by looking at this data, friends. In 2019, the chances of winning an election if you have a criminal background, it is 15.5%, 16% around. But if you have a clean background, then the chances are 4.7%, around 5%. What kind of judgment we are giving, friends? what do we want to convey by these numbers, by these judgments? And just take a look at the formula for winning as a criminal or declared criminal cases candidate. Now
जब चुनाव का नतीजा आएगा,
till now I have shown you what the candidates have declared in their affidavits when submitting to EC. Now let's listen what our respectable Prime Minister has told about them.
जब चुनाव का नतीजा आएगा, नई सरकार बनेगी। नई सरकार के बाद ये जितने पार्लियामेंट के चुनाव लड़ने वाले लोग हैं, जिन्होंने अपने फॉर्म भरे हैं, उन फॉर्म में उन्होंने लिखा है किसने कितना गुनाह किया है, किस पर कितने केसेस चलते, सब है ना, आता है ना खबरों में। मैं पहला एक कमेटी बनाऊंगा और मैं कहूंगा जो जितने आज जीत हैं, जरा किस किस पर कौन कौन से गुनाह है, जरा निकालो। उसमें भाजपा वालों को भी नहीं छोड़ूंगा, एनडीए वालों को भी नहीं छोड़ूंगा, एक भी को नहीं छोड़ूंगा। और मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट को कहूंगा इन पे तत्काल केस चलाओ और जो सच्चे गुनहगार हैं उनको जेलों में डालो। पार्लियामेंट को साफ करो, पहले अपराधियों से मुक्त करो पार्लियामेंट को। ये हो सकता है भाई को बताइए, हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता? आप मुझे आशीर्वाद दीजिए। और एक बार वो गुनहगार सिद्ध हो गया तो जेल जाएगा, उसकी सीट खाली हो जाएगी, नया चुनाव आएगा और कोई गुनहगार अब चुनाव में मैदान में उतरने की हिम्मत नहीं करेगा। कौन कहता है सफाई नहीं हो सकती है? मुझे सफाई करनी है और मैं राजनीति में सफाई करने के लिए आया हूं भैया।
So friends, have you ever listened at least one conviction or trial against these MPs, friends? What should we understand? No one comes here to clean the parliament or country, friends, but they just come to clean our country's treasury and common man's pockets and taxed money, right? How do they come again to ask votes, and how do we vote them again? Who are shameless here? Just think on these lines, friends. We are done with the major factor, criminal politicians, right? And the next one, we are going to deal with the crorepattis, right? Just observe these numbers, friends. So it has increased from 58% in 2009 to 88% in 2019. Our crorepattis. Why doesn't this improvement happens in our country's fate, friends? Just take a look at these numbers in the table. Now, this table conveys the percentage of crorepattis from party wide. And what is the average assets of our Lok Sabha members, friends? It is 20.93. Just pause this video and take a look at this slide, friends. And this slide contains the information about state-wise. Okay, just pause this and check your respective state's performance in becoming a crorepatti or in sending crorepattis to the parliament. And if you see this statistics, friends, if you are a crorepatti, then there is 21% chances to win the election. But if your asset is less than 1 crore, then your chance of winning is only 1%. What kind of judgment are we giving? Don't we check any other things, friends? What is happening actually? What is the profile of the guy or girl contesting? And the next factor which we are going to look at is education report. How well educated are our MPs? If you look at this thing, friends, around 25% are educated below 12th class, right? And our literacy rate is 65%. Why do we stay like this, friends? If we are well educated, if we are sending good guys to the parliament, then why do we remain like this? Right? Just take a look at the state, what do you call, party wise educational qualifications. Okay? And the next factor which I am going to discuss is age. Right? So 12% are below 41 age, friends. If you take these numbers, it is 12% are below 41 and 35% are below 51. So what does it convey, friends? We do not have enough youth in our population, right, to go into the what do you call, parliament and make laws. And also, if you take any organization, there will be more youth as a number, but our parliament is exceptional, and the experienced trains the youth, but our dynastic rulers train their sons and daughters. Just take a look at this picture, friends. How many dynastic MPs are there? 30%, that is 162 out of 542 are dynastic rulers, right? And the last one, women's representation, friends. What is women's representation in our parliament? It is 14%, abysmally poor. What does it convey? We don't want youth, we don't want women participation, we want only dynastic participation. Is entry restricted for women like in Shabarimala? So, on the whole, what does it convey? Our house is filled with 43% criminal cases MPs and 29% are facing serious criminal cases charges. 88% are crorepathi's and their average asset is 20.93. And if you are a crorepathy, then you can win with your winning percentage is 21%. If you are not crorepathy, only 1%. If you have criminal cases, then your chances of winning is 16%. If you have clean background, then your chances of winning is 5%. What does these numbers convey? What do we want to convey to the country or the world? So friends, who should be blamed here? Answer yourself. Please realize the importance of voting in making a country or breaking a country. Please be part of Indian family. I call those who does not vote as Atangwadi or even terrorist. Why, friends? Why am I saying this? Is because most of the educated or literated people are not voting. For example, if you take Hyderabad elections, 46% is the turnout, friends. Where are the other 54% people? Did they die? And in this 46 illiterate people, they give their voting by taking the money. Is this called democracy? Or buying the people and forming the government? So share this information with all your friends and make them part of our Indian family. If you like my work, please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon for immediate notifications. Okay, thank you friends, thank you very much.